Hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be teaching you and doing just a little bit of a demonstration on how you can reduce freon or refrigerant from a car AC system that is overcharged. This is actually a very technical and tricky situation. When you overcharge your car AC system, you are at the brink of actually losing the compressor if you don't flex the muzzle up here. So you need to flex this muzzle correctly in order to save your own self from impending expenditures, huge expenditures. Now, I need to debrief you a little bit before we start going into this very detail. In my own disclaimer, I take no responsibility, accept no responsibility of whatever you do to your car from teachings in my video. But should you follow my own teachings as I instructed strictly, you should be able to do this yourself as a DIY, as a car enthusiast. Else, there are a host of other problems that may be stemming after doing this. If you don't get it done correctly, you end up damaging your car AC system. You have a bad compressor, and it's gonna be a whole lot of problem coming from there. Why? And that is the reason why you need to pay very good attention to what I'm gonna be telling you in this very video strictly if you have to do it yourself and not to take it to a mechanic. These are some of the systems that have been actually pulled out, about a coil due to some sort of a problem, factors that are stemming from incorrect performance of such system. Okay, now what I want you guys to understand here, first and first, before going further, you need to shut your car down. And after shutting the car down, you need to shut shut the car down. Then the next thing you want to do is to head over and locate the service port in your car AC system. When you find a service port, if you're newbie into AC system, I would suggest you use only the suction port. There is a reason for that. So locate the suction port, then connect the quick connect coupler. And when you connect it, you want to go ahead and make sure that the manifold gauge set that allows the refrigerant to get through in there is well tightened and closed. All right. So when you close it completely, the control part where the refrigerant go through into the quick connect coupler, then when it's tight and the high side is tight also, the L and H is tight, then you don't need to start your engine. What you need to do is to get a refrigerant recovery machine. You need to do this without the engine turned on or the AC on. The reason why I say you shouldn't do it with the engine turned on is because there might be a mistake. You might accidentally turn on the engine. So here we go. But if you're a pro, you can actually do this with the compressor running, but instead of you risking of damaging your compressor, that is why I said it's best you do this without the engine running. So by so doing, you want to screw this blue one all the way down so the refrigerant can start going into the manifold gauge set. Now within the blue side, which is the yellow side, which is the center one, you connect that to your recovery machine. I believe at this very junction here, your static pressure reading should be slightly or even higher above 100 psi on the both sides, on both the low side and the high side of your AC system. And if that is it, then it means you definitely have system overcharge, but not in every cases. There are some car make like could be having around 150 psi on the low side, as much as 150 psi on the high side, and still there is no overcharging of the system. I've actually seen this on most other car making model, especially most European models. But for most Asian models, if you have anything above 110 going to 120, when the ambient temperature of the environment is not crazy, it's not going above 35, or it's not going above 40 degrees, and it's just within 30 or 25, then you have a big problem if the refrigerant level within the static pressures is above 110 and 150. So the next step which you want to do is to gently unlock the suction line. When you turn on your recovery machine, you know your recovery machine is going to be connecting to the yellow line, which is the middle. So you turn on your recovery machine and you keep your eye on the gauge, and do not open the blue or the suction line all the way down. What I mean, you should screw in the manifold gauge set all the way down. All right, you should be getting exactly this reading. When I mean you should screw this one all the way down, you just need to unscrew it just a little bit when you have connected the yellow line into your vacuum machine. Then it start pulling vacuum, or recovery machine. When it start recovering the refrigerant, you want to keep your eye on the gauge. As soon as the low pressure side and the high pressure side start going around 100 psi, then you want to close back the low pressure side of the manifold gauge set that you have. And once that is done, you can, for the moment, you can lock your recovery machine, as much as stop your recovery machine. Then that is the time to actually start up the AC system and close both the low side as much as the high side of the manifold gauge set. When you close, and which is tighten it clockwise completely, then you want to watch the readings between the low pressure side as much as the high pressure side on your manifold gauge set. If the readings you're getting there falls within the specs, let's say you're getting around 40 psi on the low side and around 220 psi or even 240 psi on the high side, or even 250 psi on the high side, then that's pretty normal. Then you have done the job. If should you choose to do it any way different from what I've taught you here, you are running the risk of damaging your AC compressor, contaminating your AC systems, and which is going to lead to more expensive repair bills, such as replacing the compressor, condenser, and a host of them. Now that you know how to reduce the freon on overcharged car AC system, do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you later. But before you go, If you don't feel very comfortable at this very method, there is a second method. The second method is you want to plug the suction line to the suction line of the AC system with the AC off, engine off, and recover the entire refrigerant inside the system down the vacuum, then start recharging it afresh. And by so doing, you can be damn sure of the amount of refrigerant that is present inside, the quantity of refrigerant that you dump inside the AC system again. Because in so doing, you can be able to accurately quantify how much refrigerant you're dumping inside. But the first method which I taught you there, you will have no idea how much refrigerant which you have right inside the AC system. But in the second method, you will know exactly how much refrigerant which you have got inside the AC system. And with everything being equal, then the AC system should run as engineered by the manufacturers. I hope, and like I said previously, this is what you should be getting as a result, right? Bye for now. See you later.